What's up, everybody? This is Tech G back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about generative AI. So let's get into it. Have you ever read a poem that brought tears to your eyes, only to discover it was written by a machine? Or have you seen a stunning digital portrait of a dragon surfing astronaut and found out that no human painted it? Well, welcome to the world of generative AI, where machines don't just analyze data, they actually create stuff. We're talking full on content creation, such as writing, art, music, code, and even memes. In this video, this is going to be your beginner friendly deep dive into generative AI. We're going to explore what it is, how it works, and why it's revolutionizing everything from storytelling to science. By the end, you're going to understand the magic and the mechanics behind AI generated text and images. Let's begin by asking, what is generative AI? Well, let's go ahead and keep it simple. Generative AI, this is a type of artificial intelligence that creates new content from data it has learned. We're not talking about a machine repeating things it's seen before. We're talking about machines that can write entire essays, compose original music, generate realistic images, code websites, design logos, and create deepfake videos. And the key idea is it is creation, not just recognition. So while traditional AI is great at recognizing patterns, like identifying spam emails or faces in photos, generative AI takes it a step further. It uses those patterns to make something new. And here are a few quick real life examples. So let's say you tell your generative AI to create an image of a golden retriever wearing a spacesuit on the moon, holding a flag that says, "I wolf you." And then seconds later, it spits out that exact same image. Or maybe you type something like, "Write a bedtime story about a lonely robot who finds a family." And then you get a touching tale that can easily pass for something of a children's book. That is generative AI in action. Now, understand, generative AI is not brand new, but it's having a major moment. So, why is this thing exploding now? Well, there are two reasons. First, there is huge amounts of data floating around out there. So AI models today, they are trained on massive data sets, like all the text on the internet or millions of images. And then there are powerful neural networks. So deep learning, especially something called transformers, they make it possible to generate content that's shockingly human-like. And with that foundation laid, let's go ahead and talk about the two most popular types of generative AI. That is text and images. All right, so what is AI generated text? Well, AI generated text is any written content that's created by an algorithm rather than a human. And this could be articles, stories, poems, product descriptions, scripts, email, and even entire books. These systems can write everything from technical documentation to haikus, and they're only getting better. Now, how does all this stuff work? Well, let's break it down using the most well-known example, and that is called a large language model, or an LLM. And these are AI models that are trained on enormous amounts of text, from books and websites to news articles and Reddit threads. And GPT, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer by OpenAI, this is a famous example, also known as ChatGPT. So here's an example of how all of this works. You have training. So the AI reads, or more accurately, processes billions of words and learns how language works in terms of grammar, tone, structure, and style. Then there's prediction. So given a prompt or a question, the AI predicts the next most likely word, then the next, and then so on and so on. And it's kind of like autocomplete, but supercharged. Then there's generation. So by stringing words together based on probability, it generates full paragraphs, essays, poems, and whatever else you can think of. And the more advanced the model, the more fluent, coherent, and weirdly human the output feels. And here are some popular use cases for AI generated text. So it can be used in marketing, where marketers create ad copy. They use it for social media captions and email campaigns. It's used in education, where it can be used for writing study guides, generating quizzes, or tutoring support. It's used in business for drafting reports, meeting notes, and chatbots. It's used in entertainment for crafting storylines for games or screenplays. And it's used for accessibility by helping people with disabilities communicate more easily. And as far as creators are concerned, it's like having a brainstorming partner who never runs out of ideas. But now the question is, can it really replace human writers? Well, not quite. AI generated text can sound impressive, but it does have its limitations. It doesn't understand what it's writing. It can produce false or misleading information, and it struggles with humor, sarcasm, and nuance. So, in short, it's a powerful assistant. It's not a perfect author. So, think of it as a co writer who's read everything that was ever written, but doesn't know what's true or what matters most. Now, let's talk about AI generated images. So, exactly what is it? Well, AI generated images are pictures that are created by algorithms, and they can range from photorealistic portraits to abstract art to cartoons and animation to logos and branding to fake celebrity photos, which are known as deepfakes, and to fantasy worlds. And they're created by entering text prompts like, give me a picture of Sylvester Stallone with gold teeth and gold chains holding a microphone rapping. And then seconds later, boom, you have a picture of Sylvester Stallone with gold teeth and gold chains holding a microphone rapping. Now, how does all of this work? Well, most popular engine generation tools, they use models that are trained on millions of images, and the model learns what objects look like a cat, a mountain, or a human face, how the styles work, such as cubism versus realism versus anime, and how to match images to descriptive text. And three of the most popular models are as follows. So you have what is called DALL-E, and that was created by OpenAI. You have Mid-Journey, and you have another one called Stable Diffusion. And they use a process called diffusion, and this is where random noise is gradually turned into a clear image guided by the text prompt. So imagine starting with static on a TV with no signal. Then frame by frame, the picture sharpens into your vision. And here are some common use cases for AI generated images. So they're used by graphic designers where they can create instant mock-ups, logos, and posters. Marketers use them for creating visuals without using stock photos. Education uses them for creating visual aids, diagrams, and art based learning. Entertainment uses it for game assets, concept art, and comics. And social media definitely uses it for meme creation and content styling. Also, it's empowering people who don't consider themselves artists to bring their ideas to life by simply just typing. Now, while generative AI images are amazing, they can also be controversial. And some of the controversies are art theft because models they are trained on publicly available artwork, sometimes without the original artist's permission. There's also the controversy of misinformation because it's easy to generate fake or misleading images. Then there's deep fakes. So AI can be used to impersonate people for malicious reasons. And then there's job disruption. So some artists, they worry about being replaced or devalued. So like all powerful tools, it just depends on how you use it. Now let's talk about how generative AI is changing the world. So generative AI isn't just a fun trick. It's changing industries, workflows, and creativity itself. And here's a glimpse of the bigger picture. So in journalism, AI can draft news stories, summarize long articles, or translate instantly. In film, AI is being used to de-age actors, create digital doubles, and even write scripts. In medicine, generative AI can simulate how a disease progresses or how a new drug might work. In education, teachers are using AI to create custom learning materials on demand. And in personal use, people are writing books, composing music, generating art, and building businesses with AI support. So essentially, it's like adding rocket fuel to your imagination. Now, here's the $1 million question. Can a machine actually be creative? Well, this all depends upon your definition of creativity. So, if creativity means producing something new and useful, then AI qualifies. If creativity requires emotion, intention, and personal meaning, then probably not. AI, it does not feel inspired. It does not dream, but it can remix, reimagine, and regenerate based on everything it's learned. So maybe it's not creative in the way that a human is, but it sure looks like it. So, with all of that being said, with great power comes great ethical debates. And here are a few big ones. The first one is originality versus plagiarism. So, if AI paints in the style of a famous artist, is that considered art or theft? Then there's consent and privacy. So, what if AI trains on your face, your voice, your writing without asking? Is that going to be a problem? There's misinformation. What happens when people can't tell if something is real or fake? And then there's bias. So generative AI can inherit bias from its training data. So for example, it might underrepresent certain races, genres, or cultures. And these are huge questions and ones that we're going to need to face head on as this technology continues to evolve. And here on your screen is a summary of everything that we just talked about. So go ahead and make a screenshot and get that in your life if you need it. Now, to wrap all this up, generative AI is more than a buzzword. It's the dawn of a new creative revolution. Machines are no longer just tools for analysis or automation. They're becoming co creators, whether it's helping you brainstorm, design, write, or visualize. AI is blurring the lines between artist and algorithm. And of course, this raises serious questions about ethics, originality, and what it means to be creative. But it also unlocks incredible potential, especially when humans and AI work together. So the next time you see a piece of art or you read a beautifully written paragraph, don't be too quick to assume a human made it. You might just be admiring the work of a very talented machine. Now, with all that being said, let's do some check on learning. So, our first question is, which of the following is a potential ethical concern when using AI generated text in journalism? Is it the AI writes too slowly? Is it the text may be fact checked automatically? Is it the article includes too many hyperlinks? Or is it the AI may generate false or misleading information? And the correct answer is the AI may generate false or misleading information. So, generative AI models can sometimes produce content that sounds plausible, but it's factually incorrect or biased. And when used in journalism, this poses ethical risks such as spreading misinformation or violating public trust. Next question. Why is disclosure important when sharing AI generated images on social media? Is it increases the image resolution? Is it prevents unauthorized downloading? Is it ensures viewers know the image isn't real or human made? Or is it improves the AI's future performance? And the correct answer is it ensures viewers know the image is not real or human made. So clearly labeling AI generated images, this helps avoid misleading viewers, especially in contexts like news, politics, or product endorsements. Ethical AI use involves transparency so people aren't tricked into believing something is authentic when it's synthetic. And our final question is, which of the following best demonstrates a responsible use of generative AI in content creation? Is it using AI to create fake product reviews to boost sales? Is it creating art with generative AI and crediting the model or tool that was used? Is it posting AI generated medical advice without disclaimers? Or is it using AI to impersonate someone without their permission? And the correct answer is it is creating art with generative AI and crediting the model and tool that was used. So, responsible AI use means being transparent about AI involvement, respecting intellectual property, and avoiding deceptive or harmful practices. Crediting the tool promotes honesty and respect for AI ethics.